We squeezed around the table with our aging, creaking chairs, a clutter of old teacups, and a lifetime's worth of cares. Someone found the songbook with the corners bending down, and suddenly the years rolled back without a single sound. Your hair had turned to silver, his hat thinned and blown away. The jokes were mostly doctors and the pills we take each day. But when we hummed the opening of that familiar tune, we were 22 again beneath the soft September moon. Old friends, old songs, filling up the room, chasing out the quiet and the uninvited gloom. Voices not as steady, but the feeling twice as strong. Every line remembering where we all belong. We laughed between the verses, we cried between the chords. Old friends, old songs, our most precious rewards. We stumbled over lyrics we once shouted in our sleep, but nobody corrected, we just let the moment keep. Old friends, old songs, holding back the night. Little kitchen concert in the yellow ceiling light. We couldn't stop the clock hands or the shadows on the wall, but singing made us feel we still had time to call.
Curtains barely moving in the afternoon breeze. The radio was playing something soft and at ease. You were lying close beside me with your eyes half closed, and the whole wide world was quiet and the door was closed. Didn't read my book, and you forgot your tea. We just breathed together in that gentle harmony. The clock was ticking slowly on the bedroom wall, and I didn't want a single thing, nothing at all. Slow afternoon, nothing left to say. Slow afternoon, just drifting away. Your hand was warm beside mine on the faded sheet, and the whole wide world felt perfectly complete. No plans, no rush, no reason left to worry. Just a slow afternoon with you, unhurried. I didn't know that ordinary days like this would be the ones I'd miss the most. just drifting away. No plans, no rush, no reason left to worry. Just a slow afternoon with you, unhurried. We didn't check the weather when we met at 3:30. The sky was looking harmless, just a patch of silver sea. But halfway down the market street, the clouds began to fall, and raindrops turned the pavement into little mirrored walls. We had no coat between us, and no umbrella too. You laughed and said, well, maybe this is good for me and you. You took my hand and started stepping in the growing streams, and suddenly the world was softer than our oldest dreams. Holding hands in the rain, soaking through our shoes. Holding hands in the rain, nothing left to lose. Hair stuck to our foreheads, water running down our cheeks. But we had never felt so bright and fearless, young and weak. Storms would come much harder in the years that lay ahead, but we learned how to face them on that rainy street instead. Cars were splashing past us, people ran for any roof, but we just moved more slowly, like the drops were gentle proof. Holding hands in the rain, city turning gray. Holding hands in the rain, wishing time would stay. Now when weather warnings flash across my window pane, I smile and almost hope to be surprised by you again. I didn't wash the pillowcase for longer than I should. I told myself it was because the washing could wait, but really it was just because your scent was still there, a ghost of something floral floating soft in the air. Each morning I would press my face into the white and find you there beside me for a moment just right. But one gray Tuesday morning, when I breathed in deep, there was nothing but the cotton and a dreamless sleep. Perfume on the pillow, fading day by day. Perfume on the pillow, slowly slipping away. I didn't think that something I could barely even name would be the last of you. Nothing's been the same. The sheets are clean and folded now. The room is fresh and bare, but I still reach across sometimes, forgetting you're not there. They say that grief moves forward, but I think it circles round, back to quiet pillows and the scent that can't be found. Perfume on the pillow, fading day by day. Perfume on the pillow, slowly slipping away. The sheets are clean and folded now. The room is fresh and bare, but I still reach across sometimes, forgetting you're not there. Evening in the valley was a slow and tender thing. The sunlight slid down quietly from every little wing. Smoke rose from the chimneys like the pages of a prayer, and someone called the children home from somewhere over there. Cornbread on the table, stew was simmering on the flame. The screen door kept on slamming as the neighbors called our names. Mama on the front porch wiped her hands upon her dress and called us in for supper with a voice that soothed the mess. Evening in the valley, soft and low. Evening in the valley, years ago. Sometimes when the city lights are buzzing in my eyes, I close them just to see that purple amber painted sky, where every porch light wrote its own small lullaby. In the evening in the valley, days gone by. Now the fields have narrowed and the roads have all grown wide. The old white farmhouse got sold off and all the elms have died. Evening in the valley, calling me through the smell of wood smoke and of old oak tree. I carry in my chest the way her voice would gently fall, telling us the day was done, that we were safe, that was all. Every night at 7, from the ceiling came a song, a hesitant beginner note that sometimes came out wrong. I used to roll my eyes and turn the TV up instead, while scales and broken chords fell slowly from the bed. Some days it was a waltz that never quite could find its feet. Some days it was the same 4 bars just circling on repeat. I never knew your face, I only knew your clumsy hands, trying to make a language out of 80 little strands. The pianist upstairs, tapping at the sky, practicing a promise I was too distracted to try. I didn't think I'd miss you when you finally moved away, but evenings now are emptier than words can ever say. It's funny what we cherish, only once it's disappeared. Like the piano through the ceiling I once found so strange and weird. Now when 7 comes around, the silence feels too neat. No tiny pedal thunder over my old uneven feet. The pianist upstairs, thank you for the noise, for turning lonely hours into half-remembered joys. If somewhere you are playing in a room all of your own, I hope that every shaky chord now blossoms fully grown. Sunday in the valley, and the mist was on the road. We buttoned up our jackets as the early sunlight glowed, and somewhere in the distance came a soft, familiar chime, calling every scattered soul to gather for a time. We walked that narrow gravel path, your hand inside of mine. Your shoes would always scuff the dust in one irregular line. You'd hum a little melody ahead of me in stride, while the distant bells kept ringing like a heartbeat from the sky. Distant bells calling us along, distant bells, half a prayer, half song. Now I hear them faintly in the corners of my mind, every time I wander through the years we left behind. I follow down that pathway where your gentle shadow fell, led by the echo of those distant bells. These days the town is louder and the traffic never sleeps. The steeple got a coat of paint hills not quite as deep. Distant bells cutting through the noise. Distant bells turning grief to poise. I close my eyes and walk again beside you up that hill, answering the summons of a love that lingers still. On the corner by the grocer with the faded orange sign, I would buy a single candy and pretend to check the time, because around about the hour when the school day reached its end, you would pass that little storefront with your satchel and your friends. I'd lean against the cooler, acting casual and slow, counting all the bottles in the dusty, crooked row. The bell above the wooden door would jingle once or twice, and I'd rehearse 100 ways to say a simple hi. The grocery store corner where my heart learned how to race, just from catching half a second of your sideways face. We never shared a sentence, only passing borrowed air, but still that little patch of ground remembers we were there. Love doesn't always need a story written to the end. Sometimes it's just a corner where your heartbeat used to bend. The owner used to chuckle when he saw me every day. Miss, you like that candy? Or you like the one that strays? The grocery store corner, now a modern coffee chain. No more dusty windows, no more jangled bell refrain. I walk past sometimes and feel a flutter in my chest for the girl I used to be, who only did her trembling best. Mama watched the weather from the little kitchen door, needles clicking quietly like raindrops on the floor. She said the cold is coming, better wear this when you go, and slipped a woolen sweater on me, soft as falling snow. The sleeves were slightly longer and the pattern wasn't straight, but every stitch was ours that she chose to stay up late. The yarn would sometimes tickle and the color wasn't cool, but I wore it like a medal on the way to every school. Wool and winter wrapped around my bones. Wool and winter warmer than the stones. Even now on bitter days, when icy winds return, I feel her in the fibers of the life I'm trying to learn. Some loves never loosen, even when they fray and thin, like Mama's knitted sweater on my older, colder skin. Later there was someone who would hold me in his coat, his arms a different shelter, his heartbeat at my throat. Wool and winter hold familiar song, held me through the seasons when the nights were long. Now the yarn is packed away and she is gone from view, but every warm embrace I give carries her love through. On the edge of every shoreline stands a tower made of stone, with a little lonely window and a heart that waits alone. They say I hardly sleep at all, just watching through the glass for any ship that loses sight of where the shoreline was. Each evening I will climb the stairs and light the waiting flame, a tiny sun to fight the dark that never learns my name. The sailors never see my face, they only see my light, but still I keep it burning through the wind and through the night. The lighthouse keeper, faithful in the rain, turning on the beacon for a world that can't explain why a heart would choose to stay when everyone has sailed away. But some of us were made to glow and not to stray. I keep my love for you like that steady shining ray, the lighthouse keeper watching night and day. You left upon a quiet boat one cloudless afternoon. You waved and said you'd write to me before the next full moon. The lighthouse keeper, that's who I became, guarding every memory and whisper of your name. Maybe you'll come home again, or maybe you won't see, but still I light this gentle hope inside of me. When the final bell had faded and the hallway cleared of sound, I'd wander back to 3B where my heartbeat could be found. The desks were lined like soldiers, chalk dust floating in the air. Your pencil marks and scribbles still were sleeping in your chair. You always took the window seat, third row from the door, where sunlight rode a halo on the dusty wooden floor. I'd sit there after classes just to breathe where you had been, pretending I was only waiting for a friend to wander in. The empty classroom, echo of your name. The empty classroom, quietly the same. The blackboard full of numbers, but my heart could only see every little movement that you ever made near me. First love is a secret only old rooms really keep, in an empty classroom where the dust has gone to sleep. Outside kids were shouting on the soccer field below, but up here time was slower than the clock hands seemed to show. The empty classroom holds the ghost of that small pain, of watching you move further like a cloud that lost its rain. Now the building's been replaced by something modern, neat and new, but if I close my eyes, I'm in that room, still next to you. We walked along the shoreline with our shoes in tired hands. The sky was turning lavender above the quiet sand. You leaned in close to tell me some small ordinary thing, but the way you softly said my name still makes my ribcage ring. Tide erased our footprints as we wandered down the bay, but every word you left with me refuses to decay. Now when I stand alone and watch the foam kiss all the stones, your voice rides on the water, curling round my fragile bones. Waves and whispers tangled in my ears, salt and sorrow, all these gentle years. I close my eyes and suddenly you're standing by my side, saying all the sentences the ocean tried to hide. Every breaking wave still brings you back to me, and waves and whispers People come with radios and bright umbrellas now. Children build their castles where we made those quiet vows. Waves and whispers filling up my chest, turning lonely shorelines into some place I can rest. I know you're far beyond the furthest edges of this view, but when the water touches me, I almost feel it's you.
At the corner by the elm tree stood the doctor's old white house, with the peeling wooden gate and quiet as a mouse. Mama held my fevered hand and walked me up that hill. My childhood heart was pounding, though the street was standing still. The antiseptic hallway and the ticking of the clock. His stethoscope was cold against my little paper smock. I thought I was in trouble every time he said my name, but I always left there better than the way I came. The doctor's old house at the end of the lane held all of my fevers and half of my pain. I used to dread that gate when I was just a kid. Now I miss the gentle way he did the things he did. They tore it down for parking and a brand new coffee shop, but in my mind that wooden gate will never drop. I heard he passed one winter when the snow was on the glass. No one there to carry on the practice or the past. The doctor's old house at the end of the lane held all of my fevers and half of my pain. Funny how the place we feared is what we now recall, when the world felt smaller and somebody knew it all.
On the corner by the bakery stood a little glass wall booth, where I used to hide my trembling and try to tell the truth. Coins were burning in my palm, the metal cold and thin, as I pushed them through the silver slot and closed the battered tin. Fingers on the numbers carved in white. Each circle felt like turning one more key into the night. I held my breath and listened for the distant ringing tone, like sending tiny prayers along a copper line alone. The telephone booth, my chapel made of glass, where all my teenage confessions used to pass. Every hum and crackle in the wire felt like a sign that maybe you were waiting at the other end of mine. I watched my own reflection in the street and foggy pane, while raindrops traced the outline of my hope and of my shame. Sometimes you would answer with a sleepy, gentle hi. Sometimes it was busy, and I'd swallow down a sigh. Telephone booth where my heart learned how to speak, and also how to tremble and to break once every week. Now I dial your memory with my eyes closed in my room, waiting for a ringing that can't cut through all this gloom. The harvest moon was hanging like a lantern over town. The crickets tuned their violins as evening settled down. Someone brought a radio, somebody tapped the beat, and dust rose up in silver clouds around our shuffling feet. You were just the neighbor boy who lived beyond the mill. We'd never said much more than hi, and how's the hill? But under that big yellow moon, we stood there side by side. And when you reached to take my hand, the world grew twice as wide. Harvest moon dance on the narrow paddy lane, bare feet on the soil that knew our family names. We didn't have a spotlight or a polished wooden floor, just laughter in the darkness and a sky worth dancing for. Simple little moments that my heart still understands. Harvest moon dance with your shy and gentle hands. The grown-ups drank their ice wine, kids were chasing fireflies. Someone burned old cornstalks under picture book bright skies. Harvest moon dance, just clumsy but not wrong. We never called it love back then, we only called it fun. But nothing shone as bright as us beneath that autumn sun.
We squeezed around the table with our aging, creaking chairs, a clutter of old teacups, and a lifetime's worth of cares. Someone found the songbook with the corners bending down, and suddenly the years rolled back without a single sound. Your hair turned to silver, his hat thinned and blown away. The jokes were mostly doctors and the pills we take each day. But when we hummed the opening of that familiar tune, we were 22 again beneath the soft September moon. Old friends, old songs, filling up the room, chasing out the quiet and the uninvited gloom. Voices not as steady, but the feeling twice as strong. Every line remembering where we all belong. We laughed between the verses, we cried between the chords. Old friends, old songs, our most precious rewards. We stumbled over lyrics we once shouted in our sleep, but nobody corrected, we just let the moment keep. Old friends, old songs, holding back the night. Little kitchen concert in the yellow ceiling light. We couldn't stop the clock hands or the shadows on the wall, but singing made us feel we still had time to call.
Curtains barely moving in the afternoon breeze. The radio was playing something soft and at ease. You were lying close beside me with your eyes half closed, and the whole wide world was quiet and the door was closed. Didn't read my book, and you forgot your tea. We just breathed together in that gentle harmony. The clock was ticking slowly on the bedroom wall, and I didn't want a single thing, nothing at all. Slow afternoon, Didn't know that ordinary days like this would be the ones I'd miss the most, the ones I'd miss. Slow afternoon, nothing left to say. Slow afternoon, just drifting away. No plans, no rush, no reason left to worry. Just a slow afternoon with you, unhurried. We didn't check the weather when we met at 3:30. The sky was looking harmless, just a patch of silver sea. But halfway down the market street, the clouds began to fall, and raindrops turned the pavement into little mirrored walls. We had no coat between us, and no umbrella too. You laughed and said, well, maybe this is good for me and you. You took my hand and started stepping in the growing streams, and suddenly the world was softer than our oldest dreams. Holding hands in the rain, soaking through our shoes. Holding hands in the rain, nothing left to lose. Hair stuck to our foreheads, water running down our cheeks. But we had never felt so bright and fearless, young and weak. Storms would come much harder in the years that lay ahead, but we learned how to face them on that rainy street instead. Cars were splashing past us, people ran for any roof, but we just moved more slowly, like the drops were gentle proof. Holding hands in the rain, city turning gray. Holding hands in the rain, wishing time would stay. Now when weather warnings flash across my window pane, I smile and almost hope to be surprised by you again. I didn't wash the pillowcase for longer than I should. I told myself it was because the washing could wait, but really it was just because your scent was still there, a ghost of something floral floating soft in the air. Each morning I would press my face into the white and find you there beside me for a moment just right. But one One gray Tuesday morning, when I breathed in deep, there was nothing but the cotton and a dreamless sleep. Perfume on the pillow, fading day by day. Perfume on the pillow, slowly slipping away. I didn't think that something I could barely even name would be the last of you. Nothing's been the same. The sheets are clean and folded now. The room is fresh and bare, but I still reach across sometimes, forgetting you're not there. They say that grief moves forward, but I think it circles round, back to quiet pillows and the scent that can't be found. Perfume on the pillow, fading day by day. Perfume on the pillow, slowly slipping away. The sheets are clean and folded now. The room is fresh and bare, but I still reach across sometimes, forgetting you're not there. Evening in the valley was a slow and tender thing. The sunlight slid down quietly from every little wing. Smoke rose from the chimneys like the pages of a prayer, and someone called the children home from somewhere over there. Cornbread on the table, stew was simmering on the flame. The screen door kept on slamming as the neighbors called our names. Mama on the front porch wiped her hands upon her dress and called us in for supper with a voice that soothed the mess. Evening in the valley, soft and low. Evening in the valley, years ago. Sometimes when the city lights are buzzing in my eyes, I close them just to see that purple amber painted sky, where every porch light wrote its own small lullaby. In the evening in the valley, days gone by. Now the fields have narrowed and the roads have all grown wide. The old white farmhouse got sold off and all the elms have died. Evening in the valley, calling me through the smell of wood smoke and of old oak tree. I carry in my chest the way her voice would gently fall, telling us the day was done, that we were safe, that was all. At 7, from the ceiling came a song, a hesitant beginner note that sometimes came out wrong. I used to roll my eyes and turn the TV up instead, while scales and broken chords fell slowly from the bed. Some days it was a waltz that never quite could find its feet. Some days it was the same 4 bars just circling on repeat. I never knew your face, I only knew your clumsy hands, trying to make a language out of 80 little strands. The pianist upstairs, tapping at the sky, practicing a promise I was too distracted to try. I didn't think I'd miss you when you finally moved away, but evenings now are emptier than words can never say. It's funny what we cherish, only once it's disappeared. Like the piano through the ceiling I once found so strange and weird. Now when 7 comes around, the silence feels too neat. No tiny pedal thunder over my old uneven feet. The pianist upstairs, thank you for the noise, for turning lonely hours into half-remembered joys. If somewhere you are playing in a room all of your own, I hope that every shaky chord now blossoms fully grown. Sunday in the valley, and the mist was on the road. We buttoned up our jackets as the early sunlight glowed, and somewhere in the distance came a soft, familiar chime, calling every scattered soul to gather for a time. We walk that narrow gravel path, your hand inside of mine. Your shoes would always scuff the dust in one irregular line. You'd hum a little melody ahead of me in stride, while the distant bells kept ringing like a heartbeat from the sky. Distant bells calling us along, distant bells, half a prayer, half song. Now I hear them faintly in the corners of my mind, every time I wander through the years we left behind. I follow down that pathway where your gentle shadow fell, led by the echo of those distant bells. These days the town is louder and the traffic never sleeps. The steeple got a coat of paint, the hill's not quite as steep. Distant bells cutting through the noise. Distant bells turning grief to poise. I close my eyes and walk again beside you up that hill, answering the summons of a love that lingers still. On the corner by the grocer with the faded orange sign, I would buy a single candy and pretend to check the time, because around about the hour when the school day reached its end, you would pass that little storefront with your satchel and your friends. I'd lean against the cooler, acting casual and slow, counting all the bottles in the dusty, crooked row. The bell above the wooden door would jingle once or twice, and I'd rehearse 100 ways to say a simple hi. The grocery store corner where my heart learned how to race, just from catching half a second of your sideways face. We never shared a sentence, only passing borrowed air, but still that little patch of ground remembers we were there. Love doesn't always need a story written to the end. Sometimes it's just a corner where your heartbeat used to bend. The owner used to chuckle when he saw me every day. Miss, you like that candy? Or you like the one that strays? The grocery store corner, now a modern coffee chain. No more dusty windows, no more jangled bell refrain. I walk past sometimes and feel a flutter in my chest for the girl I used to be, who only did her trembling best. Mama watched the weather from the little kitchen door, needles clicking quietly like raindrops on the floor. She said the cold is coming, better wear this when you go, and slipped a woolen sweater on me, soft as falling snow. The sleeves were slightly longer and the pattern wasn't straight, but every stitch was ours that she chose to stay up late. The yarn would sometimes tickle and the color wasn't cool, but I wore it like a medal on the way to every school. Wool and winter wrapped around my bones. Wool and winter warmer than the stones. Even now on bitter days, when icy winds return, I feel her in the fibers of the life I'm trying to learn. Some loves never loosen, even when they fray and thin, like mama's knitted sweater on my older, colder skin. Later there was someone who would hold me in his coat, his arms a different shelter, his heartbeat at my throat. Wool and winter hold familiar song, held me through the seasons when the nights were long. Now the yarn is packed away and she is gone from view, but every warm embrace I give carries her love through. On the edge of every shoreline stands a tower made of stone, with a little lonely window and a heart that waits alone. They say I hardly sleep at all, just watching through the glass for any ship that loses sight of where the shoreline was. Each evening I will climb the stairs and light the waiting flame, a tiny sun to fight the dark that never learns my name. The sailors never see my face, they only see my light, but still I keep it burning through the wind and through the night. The lighthouse keeper, faithful in the rain, turning on the beacon for a world that can't explain why a heart would choose to stay when everyone has sailed away. But some of us were made to glow and not to stray. I keep my love for you like that steady shining ray, the lighthouse keeper watching night and day. You left upon a quiet boat one cloudless afternoon. You waved and said you'd write to me before the next full moon. The lighthouse keeper, that's who I became, guarding every memory and whisper of your name. Maybe you'll come home again, or maybe you won't see, but still I light this gentle hope inside of me. and the hallway cleared of sound, I'd wander back to 3B where my heartbeat could be found. The desks were lined like soldiers, chalk dust floating in the air. Your pencil marks and scribbles still were sleeping in your chair. You always took the window seat, third row from the door, where sunlight rode a halo on the dusty wooden floor. I'd sit there after classes just to breathe where you had been, pretending I was only waiting for a friend to wander in. The empty classroom, echo of your name. The empty classroom, quietly the same. The blackboard full of numbers, but my heart could only see every little movement that you ever made near me. First love is a secret only old rooms really keep, in an empty classroom where the dust has gone to sleep. Outside kids were shouting on the soccer field below, but up here time was slower than the clock hands seemed to show. The empty classroom holds the ghost of that small pain, of watching you move further like a cloud that lost its rain. Now the building's been replaced by something modern, neat and new, but if I close my eyes, I'm in that room, still next to you. We walked along the shoreline with our shoes in tired hands. The sky was turning lavender above the quiet sand. You leaned in close to tell me some small ordinary thing, but the way you softly said my name still makes my ribcage ring. Tide erased our footprints as we wandered down the bay, but every word you left with me refuses to decay. Now when I stand alone and watch the foam kiss all the stones, your voice rides on the water, curling round my fragile bones. Waves and whispers tangled in my ears, salt and sorrow, all these gentle years. I close my eyes and suddenly you're standing by my side, saying all the sentences the ocean tried to hide. Every breaking wave still brings you back to me, in waves and whispers on the open sea. People come with radios and bright umbrellas now. Children build their castles where we made those quiet vows. Waves and whispers filling up my chest, turning lonely shorelines into some place I can rest. I know you're far beyond the furthest edges of this view, but when the water touches me, I almost feel it's you.
At the corner by the elm tree stood the doctor's old white house, with the peeling wooden gate and quiet as a mouse. Mama held my fevered hand and walked me up that hill. My childhood heart was pounding, though the street was standing still. The antiseptic hallway and the ticking of the clock. His stethoscope was cold against my little paper smock. I thought I was in trouble every time he said my name, but I always left there better than the way I came. The doctor's old house at the end of the lane held all of my fevers and half of my pain. I used to dread that gate when I was just a kid. Now I miss the gentle way he did the things he did. They tore it down for parking and a brand new coffee shop, but in my mind that wooden gate will never drop. I heard he passed one winter when the snow was on the glass. No one there to carry on the practice or the past. The doctor's old house at the end of the lane held all of my fevers and half of my pain. Funny how the place we feared is what we now recall, when the world felt smaller and somebody knew it all.
On the corner by the bakery stood a little glass wall booth, where I used to hide my trembling and try to tell the truth. Coins were burning in my palm, the metal cold and thin, as I pushed them through the silver slot and closed the battered tin. Fingers on the numbers carved in white. Each circle felt like turning one more key into the night. I held my breath and listened for the distant ringing tone, like sending tiny prayers along a copper line alone. The telephone booth, my chapel made of glass, where all my teenage confessions used to pass. Every hum and crackle in the wire felt like a sign that maybe you were waiting at the other end of mine. I watched my own reflection in the street and foggy pane, while raindrops traced the outline of my hope and of my shame. Sometimes you would answer with a sleepy, gentle hi. Sometimes it was busy, and I'd swallow down a sigh. Telephone booth where my heart learned how to speak, and also how to tremble and to break once every week. Now I dial your memory with my eyes closed in my room, waiting for a ringing that can't cut through all this gloom. The harvest moon was hanging like a lantern over town. The crickets tuned their violins as evening settled down. Someone brought a radio, somebody tapped the beat, and dust rose up in silver clouds around our shuffling feet. You were just the neighbor boy who lived beyond the mill. We'd never said much more than hi, and how's the hill? But under that big yellow moon, we stood there side by side. And when you reached to take my hand, the world grew twice as wide. Harvest moon dance on the narrow paddy lane, bare feet on the soil that knew our family names. We didn't have a spotlight or a polished wooden floor, just laughter in the darkness and a sky worth dancing for. Simple little moments that my heart still understands. Harvest moon dance with your shy and gentle hands. The grown-ups drank their ice wine, kids were chasing fireflies. Someone burned old cornstalks under picture book bright skies. Harvest moon dance, just just a borrowed Sunday song, spun around in circles. We were clumsy but not wrong. We never called it love back then, we only called it fun. But nothing shone as bright as us.